Welcome back to Mr. Black Adventures. If you want to subscribe to the channel, please do, because we are about to go to the Olympics. In this video, I want to talk about how challenging this process for planning a trip has been. It's not a matter of buying a flight, getting a hotel, and getting tickets, and boom, you're there. It's a whole lot more complex to that. And I'm going to deep dive into the hotel process and how challenging that has been from so many different aspects, and then the ticketing process from the Paris 2024 website and how to acquire the tickets, the right tickets, and all the confusion that is still left and still unexplained. Mr. Black Adventures coming up next. We're going to Paris, and this is the road to Paris. Okay, so let's get started with hotels. So there are several arrondissements, which are like regions within and around central Paris. These regions have numbers like 1, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all the way up to a lot. I mean, it's almost 19 or 18, something like that. The lower the number is, the closer it is to the city center, and the higher the number, the further outside of the city center it is, okay? First step one, you need to take a look at the Olympic events that you are going to attend. There's a lot of events. Make a list of the events you want to do. Start there. Once you find out the events that you're interested in, find out where the venue is for each one of those events, okay? That's step two, find the venue. Okay, so now once you have the venue, if you were to mentally plot the venue on a map of Central Paris or wherever you're trying to go for the Olympics, take that map, and now you need to find a hotel that's going to be what I would consider somewhere centralized, where you're able to get to all these different events from an easy way, right? So if an event's 30 minutes that way, cool, but I hope the other event's another 30 minutes that place, right? I don't want to have to go 1 hour to get to one event in 5 minutes to get to another. I would just rather just be centralized where it's easy to get around. So that is the starting point. No one says that. Some people, oh, well, what's available? Well, I mean, okay, so in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all those ones that are right in the center, I say 5, 6, 7, and 8 are the most expensive locations, some of which you may not even be able to find a room anymore. There are some scattered stuff out there. Now, how you book it is up to you from whatever country you're coming from. Now, I generally use booking.com. I did find that this time Agoya was a better deal. And here is the secret, okay? If you go to the website, agoya.com, generally, when you go there, you start looking at a room, they'll offer you 5% discount if you haven't used the site or if you're a new sign up, right? 5% off of whatever you book. Cool. But, and also, if you ever heard of Rakuten, they also add a little bonus right now with 6%. So you basically get the 5% plus the 6% if you click their link, and then you actually make the booking through there. And so that's a total of 11%, but you have to wait for that 6% till you actually stay. Another way you can do it is actually to use your phone. Download the Agoya app through your phone, and they offered me 10% off the initial booking. So that was a huge savings. We're going to be there for the entire Olympics. So you're talking about staying somewhere for a lot of nights with a high bill, which I think ours came up to around $6,000, but it's 17 nights, and it is Paris, and we are really close. We are like in the eighth area of the city center. So a couple things to note. So if you're interested in tennis or soccer, those are located in the 16th and the 15th arrondissements, which is those regions of Paris Center. The 17th has the swimming. 6 and 7 is pretty centralized, so you can do a lot of the main city events that are in that area. And if you go even further north, which is almost 2 hours away, is a town called, or a region called Lille, and that has the Stade Perrier, Morroy, Arena. This is where all the beginning basketball games, USA basketball, and whatever sport, Spain basketball, all the Olympic basketball games will be completed there in the beginning before you hit the quarterfinals. Okay, so those are the locations that I was targeting. So swimming, soccer, there's some other stuff, but that's all kind of in that region. Was it ping pong or hand tennis, whatever? Just stuff you would never see. So that was the goal. Pick a location. Now, something else you don't know. Okay, so yeah, we know about cost. You're going to pay a pretty penny. Boom. Airbnb, potential option. If you can find a spot that's in the right, meets those needs, great for you. Keep in mind, cancellations right now, like there are very few places that have free cancellation or even have a cancellation at all. It's not a lot. So in the places that I was looking for or targeting, there were basically no cancellation. So boom, hey, here's $6,000. Thank you. I'm coming, I think. So you don't know, right? But it is the dice you got to roll. It's kind of weird. I don't know if that's a France thing. It is hot in Thailand, forgive me. But I don't know if it's a France thing or whatever, or it's just Olympics, but that is what it is. Another thing you want to think about is the metro. Find a place that's close to the metro. I mean, how hard do you want to make this for you? It's one thing to be central. If you're going to take an Uber or a taxi, great. That is an option. It's an option we will be electing to do at least for one of these things. But something to think about, definitely explore close to a metro, close to a city transit, because there is going to be public transportation to all the events. Okay. Speaking of those, they are going to offer Paris pass. Just for the Olympics, it's multiple types of passes, but obviously we're going to be there like 2 weeks, so there's a 7-day pass that will be the one we'll be interested in, and I believe it's around 70 or 80 euro. I think it's 70 euro, which is kind of expensive, but it is what it is. Another option is to do what the locals do and actually buy the monthly pass, but the problem is because the Olympics starts on July 25th, you basically would buy that month and then the next month, or you could buy weekly and then the next month. You just got to mix and match to kind of figure out which number adds up to the lowest number for you. Something else to think about there. As far as transportation goes, I know there's been a lot of chatter about pickpockets. I'm going to show you some bags that I would use to actually, let's go do that right now. Okay, so I am not sponsoring Pyeongtaek, but I'm telling you, they make the best bags, period. Let me show you why. So as you're transiting Paris, you're gonna want something that you can literally just sling on you. This bag has 2 phone holders, easy, you can put it in there. There's places you can hide your wallet in here. Cool thing about this one, which I actually broke this one, so this one will be that guy. It's got these little locks, right? So these things right here, I don't know if you can see that. Basically, you put these guys, there's a rubber piece on here, and it goes in here and it pretty much locks it. So somebody's gonna have to really be moving and pulling on your bag in order to get this open because the rubber's there to actually stop it. So something to think about. These are the bags I'm using. Like I said, that's the brand Pyeongtaek. Actually, Pyeongtaek, great company. And the same concept is with their backpack, which also is Pyeongtaek. You can lock your bag. It's got those same locks down here at the bottom. There's multiple entries before you can get in. There's another lock here. So think smart about the bags you're gonna get. It could save you a wallet or a purse. Where were we? Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about for this specific video is the ticketing process. Be wary of a lot of the counterfeit sites out there. There are some that basically people are buying the tickets and they're not getting the tickets immediately. You should have your tickets in your app right now after you buy them. Now, there is another catch, okay? And it's kind of confusing if you don't pay attention. The official website, which I'll put a link right here, sells real tickets. I mean, they're all real tickets. Though in this case, on this website, they're all real tickets. But it sells tickets that are not resold. Regular first buy tickets you can buy on this website, on this link right here. Okay? Now, all events aren't going to be there because most of them are sold out. So, on the same website, there's a banner header where you can see resale tickets. If you click that, technically it's going to take you to a different site, but it looks like it's the same website. It's on the same domain, so essentially it's just the resale portion of that site. Now here you're going to find a ton of tickets. All of them resale. Now what I've noticed is the markup is about 10%. So I don't know if that's a fee thing or just a transaction thing, but it's not like these people are like selling their tickets for whatever they want to and people are just getting ripped off. It's pretty general. The prices are almost identical with the exception of that, I'd say 10% markup. So something to think about. Now the next problem I had with the ticketing in Paris Olympics, you guys could fix this any day now, please. It's too late now. I've already bought my tickets, but I can resell them. It's the seating chart. This is by far the worst seating charts I've ever seen. If you go on their website, you look at the seating chart, it just gives you a bunch of categories, and that's what you got. Category first, category A, B, C, D, and that's what you got. It doesn't. You won't know your seat until you're actually in the process of purchasing the ticket. But even with the seat, even with the section, with all the venues, there is literally, I think there was one site that I could find where I could actually correlate the section and the seat to a physical view of what I would see. And I think that was the track and field stadium that I was able to find that on. But nowhere else is there any of that. So if you have an expectation of where you want to sit and all that stuff, then that's going to be a challenge. So at the end of the day, I just kind of gave up. But another thing you're not going to be able to guarantee is the athletes you want to see are going to be there. So for instance, if you're going to a tennis match and you want to see Coco, I don't know what she's playing. You could pick first round, men's and women's. Maybe she's playing that court, maybe she's not. But this is the disadvantage of buying early. We really don't know. But at the same token, you don't know if you're going to be able to get tickets later on. So what do? I don't know. Buy the tickets. That's what I did. Roll the dice. Smart tip. Buy the nighttime versions of these. If you know it's an outdoor sport, buy a 7 p.m. Buy a nighttime version, like hand volleyball. Like, do you want to be sitting out in the middle of the day at 12 o'clock? Granted, those tickets are cheaper, but there's a reason why the 7 p.m. tickets are more expensive. Something to think about, because these 2-3 hour activities. So gymnastics, USA Basketball, those two sports are really, swimming, those are expensive tickets. You're looking anywhere from $200 to $400 for swimming. Gymnastics, you're looking anywhere from $5 plus. USA Basketball tickets, I couldn't find any of them. For men's, women's, you can get some of those. Those are affordable. Quarterfinals, you're looking at $600 plus. And any medal games, if you're lucky. Women's basketball is a little more affordable, but men's, they're gone. I mean, I think there was a bronze game. You're going to pay $6, $7 plus. So that's the pricing scheme. My last tip for you guys is it's okay to stay in two different places. Like, for instance, we're going to go to Lille to watch some of the basketball games up there, and we're just going to stay the night up there. It just makes sense. It's 2 hours away. Go enjoy another part of France and just stay up there. But if you guys have any questions, comments, like I said, if you haven't subscribed, this is literally the first video before we start going into this whole Olympic phase and traveling up there, and we'll do some more videos up there and do a whole, Jamar shebang. But yeah, if you got any questions, hit them in the comments. If you like the video, if this helped you out, let me know. This is a real life, same thing like I did for Thailand. The road to Thailand, and this is the road to Olympics. Until next time, Mr. Black Adventures. Talk to you later.